Hi Chaitanya, could you please open the PPT and explain?
Okay. Sub Substitution variables. Substitution variables means it means it acts as a global action and for information change regularly. Substitution variables means it is a collection of period and year. For next, now we will see the how to use the substitute variables in the following artifacts in number one data forms, RTP runtime prompt, BR business rules, and smart view. Here, creation of substitution variables. Can you show me how to create a substitution variable for the following use cases? I will show through navigation. First, we will go to the application login. Then after we go to the navigator. Then go to the tools. Select the variables. Select the substitution variable first. Uh, Here we have already defined by default it was created, and we have to add this to create the substitution variable for year and period. First we have selected the all cubes and we are creating now current year. Current year is FY21. Now save it. It is already existed, so sorry. FY23. Now save it. Okay, now I have to change. Year is already saved. So next, substitution. Use case. Consider user runs consideration monthly. Example, user wants to update the variable every month. Consider Jan for this use case. Okay, I will show through the navigation. Now I'm creating another one for the month. Take it all cubes. Here, current month. Now we'll take the Jan. Already existed. Now created now. Month is also created. Use case to consider a user runs consideration yearly. Example, user wants to update the variable every year. Consider FY21 for this use case. Now, so through the navigation, already I have created here. So I have changed it to FY21. Save it. The record has been saved. Now, good. Using substitute variable in data forms. Use case one. Use accounts dimension in rows. Use substitution variables of year and period dimension in column. Choose generation to members of every other dimension. Review date on date form with this use case. Okay. Use case two. Hard code the year and end period dimension in another column along with use case one to explain the difference between hard code members and substitution variables. I will show through the navigation. First we go to the application login, and then after go to the forms. Click on navigator, click forms under the create and manage. Here we Here we create the forms under the testing. Uh, Add on form. First we give the name. What we will do? Form. Uh, Table form. Okay. Next, go to the layout. We have to set the each dimension. In this PPT, it shows that I use case one, use account dimension in rows. So I have used account dimension in rows. I dragged into the rows. Then substitute variable of each. Use substitution variable of year and period dimension in column. Okay, choose generation 2 members of every other dimensions. Okay, I will show to navigation. Here, year and period, I dragged into the column. Period I drag, and year also. Here, we have to, what he said, choose generation 2 members of every other dimensions. Preview data form with this use case. Okay. Choose the choose generation 2. Okay. Now I change scenario for this dimension. I have selected actual. Okay. Mm, we have to select in the view dimension. We have to select periodic. Next, currency. In the currency dimension, we have to select entity currency. Entity. In entity dimension, we have to take any entity EN01. EN01, I have taken T2. Okay. The next moment. In this moment, we have to select no moment. Data source. We have to give the data input. We have to select the data input number. Next, consolidation. And this consolidation, we have to select entity total. Entity total. Then next, intercompany. No intercompany. Multi-gap, local gap. For product, no product. Next, click on OK. In the point of view, we have selected the members of every dimension. Next, we have go to the row, select the account dimension. Here I have given the including descendants, selecting the all accounts. Here this in the column B, I have selected period and I have selected Jan. Years FY21. Click on OK and save this. Then the form has been created. Then you use case 2, hard code the year end period dimension in another column along with case 1. Use case 1 to explain the difference between hard coded members and the substitution variable values. Okay. Now I am adding the column and the column, add column. Here I have added. First of all, I have to show the difference between substitution variable and hard code. Hard code nothing but what we are entering the manually is called hard code. Here we have to give the substitution variables. You have to select the variables because of select the option substitution variable. There in the variable option in the way what we are selected created period. Period means month. So okay, month is created. I select the substitution variable and select the year. Okay, it is also done. This is the difference between substitution variable and hard coded. Hard coded means nothing but what we are selecting directly entering the values manually. Here substitution variable we are selecting the through variables and by selecting the substitution variable option. Save and preview. Here it is the form we are created. So here it is not showing that. We have to consolidation. We have to drag the consolidation into the page. Then after save it, click on preview. Here it is the calculate status for the substitution variable is Jan and FY23. Here a hard coded value is Jan FY21 means 2021. Click on save. This is the form what we are giving now. So go to the next. Preview data form by changing the substitution variable of Jan to February. Okay. Number one, explain how dynamically we can use substitution variable while designing the forms and its purpose. Already I have said. Just create the period dimension in column. Next to the substitution variable member column by picking up Jan, June, which need to explain and talk on selection of data members of a period dimension Jan or February. That for that matter, on each month, change how painful to change its hard-coded model in the designing form. Okay, I will show to navigation. We have done the form, which is a variable sub. Go to data card. Here it is. We are what we have created the form. It will shows here variable form. Okay. Here it is the what we are created now form. Now we want to see here, preview the data by changing substitution variable of Jan to February. So I will changing the now Jan to February. First we go to the navigator and click on variables. Um, Click on substitution variable. Here what we have created now, we have to change that. Now I have given the Jan. It must be changed to February. So now save by record save. By changing here the data, the form also changing. You can see the changes on data. Here it is, Jan to Feb. It has been changed. Next, how dynamically we can use substitution variable while designing the forms and its purpose. Already I have explained. Just create period dimension in column next to the substitution variable number column by picking up June. Okay. We'll go to the variables, substitution variables. There it is ask the that change into here. Go to the application and go to the forms. Here in the testing folder, we have this variable form. Open it, click on layout. Now change that column hard coded value from Jan to June. It is now done. Go to next slide. Using substitution variable in RTP. RTP means runtime prompt. Can we pass the substitution variable has a value in the prompt? Yes. If yes, can the prompt value be limited only to the value assigned to the substitution variable? Yes. User requirement. How can a user select only the prompt value default to a value assigned to a substitution variable? Example: if the consultation to run in the month of Jan, which is the month passed in the substitution variable by giving the past month, rest of the month should not be displayed in the selection of prompt value. Using substitute. Now I will show through navigation. Go to the application first by clicking on home page. Click on navigator. Go to the rules code under the create and manage. And the new window will be open. Here it is the system view. Here we have EPM cloud. Click on actions for variable design for substitution variables. Here we have EPM cloud expanded. Here we have two first one is global. Global is for substitution variable. Then next FCCS RVS means it is an application. Global it is for substitution variable. Already I have created. By clicking this, click on action for create an RTP for a new. By clicking this, it should show like this. It will show like this. We have to give the RTP month. Here her name is as RTP month. A type means a member. Here dimension member. First we have given the month because period is the month. Oh, here limit is not disable. Why? Because without it is not disable. RTP by check enabling the RTP checkbox, the limits has been visible enabled, and why the limits are used means by giving that is a fixed value. Means there is no options to change this for limits. Here we have given the apprentice or its current month. Here it is also the same. RTP text means it is a pop-up message of the while launching the business room. Click on save. Here RTP month has been saved with the current month. What we have given the variable in the substitution variables. Then after click on RTP year. It is also the same. Type is select the member dimension type year. Here we have here it is also the same. By clicking RTP checkbox, the limits has been available to enter the values. So here it is address apprentice current year. First we have to check the current year by giving the values. We have to check each and every time. And RTP text it is also the same. Please enter your year and save it. Now we have done. Let's go to the slide. Using substitution variable in business rules. Can you show me how to pass a substitution variable in a BR? Okay, I will show through navigation. Open the new interface. Here it is the system view. Expand the EPM cloud. Expand the FCCS service. Here expand the console. Under the console, we have to expand the rules. Here it is the what we have substitution, how to pass the substitution variable in a BR. Okay. Here it is the substitution variables. By default, it has been created. So by clicking on action, by clicking on rules, click on actions for new object to create. I already created the custom rule one. Click on the here it is the custom rule one. This is the code for to save the custom rule and to validate the month and to validate the year end period. First we have to save it by saving this. Here RTP month and RTP year comes under the scope comes under global. Then after we can validate. Validate is nothing but collection of errors means collection of errors means it's collect the errors where the errors comes from or is it some all are clear. The rule validated with no errors as it is clear. Then after click on action, click on deploy to business rules. By deploying that, this file RTP month and this custom rule one is deploy deploy to business rules. Deployment was successful. Okay, close it. Leave. Okay, we can where we have see go to the application and click on navigator. In the rules card, we can see the where RTP custom rule one, where we are created the substitution variable using RTP to deploy in business rules. It is already now it is deployed. Before that, we have to launch. We have to select the members of every dimension. Before selecting, we have to refresh the database. Click on navigator. Click on overview. Click on actions. Here we have refresh the database option. Refresh. Click on create. Click on refresh. It's taken a few minutes to refresh the database, and nothing but it takes a few minutes to refresh the database, and after refreshing that, we can launch the business rule. After launching, before launching, we have to select the each every dimension members to launch, and what we have given in the RTP means by using substitution variable in RTP, what we have given the name, the pop-up messages are been showed in the pages in the page. It's showed in the page. I will show that now. Click on OK. It takes not much time to refresh the database. Substitution variables is a collection of period and year. It acts as a global okay. To the PPT. Using substitution variable in business rules. Can we show me how to pass substitution variable in here? Now I have shown that which of the following design is recommended. Hard coding. Match in the BR business rule. Now I'll show using the substitution variable created for month. Number 3, using the RTP created for month with the substitution variable. Yes. Okay. I will show through the navigation, and here it is 2 and 3 options are both are same. Now I will show after refreshing database. Click on finish, close it. Okay, and then we will go to the navigator, click on rules. Click on select the customer rule and launch. Here we have to select the members of the every dimension. For contribution variable, contributions, total, entity total, entity, entity, entity input. Click on OK. Now currency, entity currency. Click OK. Scenario, select actual. Years. Select which year you want. And click on entity, select the entity. Click OK. Select the period. Here it is the RTP pop-up message. Please enter the month. Previous now I have shown that address current month. Apprentice current month means what I have created in the variables. It has been located here. Please enter your year. I have shown this. It is in a limit. So, see this. Here it is the options for period. Year total Q1 on February. Only February it has been shown because it is limit by creating the limit or by giving the limit options. Here it is also the same FY23. Click OK. Launch it. We can see has been running successfully, but it's showing the warning. But business rule execution time has exceeded the maximum configured wait time. Business rule will now be executed in the background. To check the business rule execution status, open the job console page. Okay, where we have to go. Click on navigator. Click on jobs under the application cluster. Here we can see that custom rule 1 is completed, running successfully. Okay. We have done. In the hard coding March. Oh, sorry. Using substitution variable in the business rule. We are hard coding March in the BR. Okay, we have already changed it to March. Using substitution variable in Smartly. Can you show me how to insert substitution variable in a report created using ad hoc analysis? Tip for ad hoc analysis, use the same design of the data form as per use case 1 of slide 4. Okay, as per use case of slide 4, using substitution in the form. Now I will show you the navigation. Go to the navigator, click on forms. Here we can see the testing folder variable form has been created. So enable it. Click on layout. We have to delete substitution variable. Click on save. What we are asked, can you show me how to insert a substitution variable in a report created using ad hoc analysis? Okay. And, use the tip for a ad hoc analysis. Use the same design of data form as per use case 1 of slide 4. Use case present the report by changing the substitution variable values from Jan to Jan for period dimension FY21 to 22 for year dimension. I will show through the navigation now. Mm, Now I have saved the font and click on preview. Here it is the hard code. Click finish. Go to the Excel. Click on blank page. Click on Smart View. Click on Panel. Click on Shared Connections. Log in into the application to connect the location of substitution value. It has been connected. So click on EPM Cloud. Locate the substitution variable what we have created in the form. Click on library. Click on testing. Here we have variable font. Click on ad hoc analysis. Here it is the it has been shown. In use case present the report by changing the substitution variables from form Jan to Jan for period dimension FY21 to FY22 for year dimensions. I have seen. I'm changing now. With this use case, user whole should see the consolidated report from Jan 21 to Jan 22 dynamically by changing the period and the year dimension has prepared the above use case. Okay. Now I will locate to the application. Now select a variable. Click on navigator and select the variables under the tools cluster. And click on substitution variables. Here we can see that what we have created. Here we have February. Now I am changing to Jan. Click on save. Record has saved successfully and all cubes current year changing to FY21. Click on save. Records has been saved in the substitution variable. Then go to the data card. Here we can see the changes of Jan and FY21 year. Then after now with this case, user who should see the consolidated report from Jan 21 to Jan 22 dynamically by changing the period and the year dimension as per the above use case. Okay, I'm changing now. Click on navigator. Click on variables. Substitution variables. Here we have already given the month Jan. Now, what we asked, Jan 21 to Jan 22 means a year has been changing. Month is same. So I have creating year, changing the year. Click on save. Automatically, record has saved successfully, and here it is. You can change that. Here we can type. Means you have to select the dimension. We have to select the substitution variable to copy them to consolidate report. And now it's one. Here it is Jan current month. Run it. Current year. Click on enter and refresh it. Now we can see the changes. Here it is the data. Summary. In this topic, it is included to show as the using of substitution variable in the following artifacts: data forms, RTP, BR, business rules, and smart. Thank you.